You find me outside Norman's Sweet Shop again. Today we're continuing the theme on these lovely sweet things, and I thought I'd show you the jars that are available. Cough candy. That should give you a hint as to what sweets originally were all about. Sherbet lemons, barley sugar. Some of the things that are in here you've probably eaten, or most of you will have eaten. And then there's a display in here of what else he sells, which come up. Licorice toffees, nutty Brazil toffees. These are all toffees. Banana split eclairs. Not good for your teeth, as you'll find out. Now, I've already filmed the original sweet shop. Up here, it was a sweet shop. This one. I'll show you an old picture. You can see how it was changed. And Mrs. Saunders, where that window is there, used to be a door. May change the face of it a bit over the years. But what I want to ask is, what do you think people actually bought, say back in the 17th and 18th, maybe the 19th century? We know by the 19th century sweets were very popular and had become almost within the reach of the poor. It was the 19th century really. Under Queen Victoria's reign, people could buy licorice and stuff, and we've got photographs of children on the streets here, and those children loved the sweet shops. But as sugar came into the country, initially it was used in a medicinal sense. And that voiceover Dave will give you a little bit. I'll hand you over to him right now. Ah, England, a nation forged in the crucible of, well, being an island mostly. And for centuries, a nation with a perfectly respectable, if somewhat limited, culinary horizon. Think turnips, think boiled mutton, think more turnips. The English palate, you see, was a delicate ecosystem, a carefully balanced seesaw of slightly unpleasant flavours. Then, in the grand cosmic indifference of the 16th century, something utterly, irrevocably wrong happened. Sugar. The crystalline embodiment of pure, unadulterated sweetness. Initially a luxury for the elite. Oh, the nobility just loved it. Suddenly everything had to be sugared. Meat, vegetables, even that questionable looking soup that Granny used to make, which, let's be honest, probably violated several Geneva Conventions. But, like all addictive substances, sugar infiltrated the masses, and the English palate, so long accustomed to the subtle nuances of, well, blandness, was utterly defenceless. Tea became a vehicle for sugary delivery, cakes, biscuits, puddings, all vehicles of a relentless sugar rush. The national cuisine began its long, slow, sugary descent into, well, what it is today. Consider the modern English breakfast, a veritable monument to the conquest of sweetness. Baked beans, swimming in sugary tomato sauce, toast, slathered in jam, that defies all known laws of physics. But even that is better than Marmite, the cosmic black hole that defies all sense of taste. Marmite? What is he talking about? I remember Marmite flavoured Twiglets, those little sticks, but I don't think they were about in those days. But he's right about our palate. As English, we have strange tastes. But, voiceover Dave, what about chocolate? What do you think the ladies would go for in those sweet shops back in the day? Let's talk about chocolate. Ah, chocolate. That sweet, often crumbly and occasionally morally ambiguous delight. But before it became the universal comfort food, or indeed the primary reason for many a last-minute dash to the petrol station, it was merely a bean. A rather ordinary, albeit highly significant little bean, minding its own business in the equatorial sun, blissfully unaware of the utterly bewildering journey it was about to embark upon, specifically to England. Now, one must understand the English at this point were largely accustomed to things that were either boiled, roasted, or, if absolutely necessary, thoroughly drowned in ale. So when this new exotic commodity arrived, probably sometime in the mid-17th century, it caused a bit of kerfuffle. This wasn't a solid, it wasn't a paste, it was a drink. A rather bitter, dark, and initially unsweetened drink, often served hot. One can almost picture the early reviews, surprisingly brown, like a very thin, slightly aggressive mud. Chocolate quickly became fashionable, largely because it was expensive, and therefore exclusive, and therefore absolutely essential for anyone wishing to maintain their social standing without resorting to the rather tiresome business of actually earning it. Soon, chocolate houses sprang up across London. It was, for a brief shimmering moment, the ultimate status symbol, alongside a particularly well-powdered wig and a complete inability to comprehend the plight of the working class. Of course, eventually, someone had the rather revolutionary idea of adding sugar and milk, and then rather predictably turning it into a solid bar. The cocoa bean, once a ceremonial beverage for Aztec emperors, then a bitter curiosity for English gentry, was now destined for a far more populist and arguably more satisfying role. A portable deliciousness. It had, against all cosmic odds, become the chocolate we know today. Well, that just about covers it, I think. An array of sweets with chocolate. But who doesn't like a nice bar of chocolate? If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please click the subscribe button. And I will see you in another video. Stay safe.